Presented by Sprite, the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson along with Shaquille O'Neal on 2K Sports, and the NBA season is about to begin. Tonight, we'll be watching the Milwaukee Bucks playing against the Chicago Bulls. For Chicago, finally they get to see if the moves made in the offseason and the preparations of the preseason will pay off with a win here in game number 1. You love giving nicknames, Shaq, and this guy's already got a couple. They call him the Greek Freak or the Alphabet, Giannis Antetokounmpo from Greece. What do you think of him?
Well, he's already drawing early comparisons to his idol, Kevin Durant, but we need to ease up on that. We don't want to put too much pressure on the young fella because he's not the scorer that KD is. But his size, athleticism, and his guard skills are reminiscent to what KD does.
So do you have anything in mind? I mean, Greek Freak, the Alphabet. What do you think? Is there another name for Giannis Antetokounmpo?
How about Yanni?
Ooh, that has a kind of a melodious feel to it.
Yanni.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you think about that, Kevin Harlan?
And now, introducing your Milwaukee Bucks. From Turkey, 6'10", number 7, Ersan Ilyasova. A 6'11" forward from Greece, number 34, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Starting at small forward, standing 6'8", number 12, Jabari Parker. And the man in the middle from Virginia Commonwealth, 6'11", number 8, Larry Sanders. A 6'3" guard, number 11, Brandon Knight. The head coach of your home team is Jason Kidd.
We've been waiting for this day for a long time. It's opening day in the NBA. Thanks, everyone, for joining us here in the start of a new season. Along with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. You can feel the energy here in the Bradley Center. The Bucks looking to please their fans in this Eastern Conference matchup. This is their first chance to take a look at the Bulls. They were dominated last year, not a good matchup for them, going 1-3 in the season series. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. So for Chicago right now, D. Rose and Jimmy Butler, the backcourt. Inside at the 4 and 5 are Gasol and Noah. And it's Dunleavy in at the small forward.
Pau Gasol over the last few seasons dealing with a number of lower body injuries. Knee tendonitis, plantar fasciitis, groin, toe. I tell you, Kobe had suggested to him to try to really slim down to lessen the pressure on his joints.
Chicago with the ball, coming off that loss against the Timberwolves.
Well, you hate to say it, but they showed a lack of heart at the defensive end in losing that game. Just no effort.
You know, I know the fans don't want to hear it, but you're exactly right. There was no energy, no assertiveness, no aggressiveness. The defense was just lifeless. It's not a night that they're going to look back on fondly.
Now here's Parker, following the miss by Derrick Rose. Parker kicks to Antetokounmpo. Back to Parker. 6 on the shot clock. Ilyasova, a screen on Rose. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. Milwaukee on D. Pass to Gasol. Here's Noah. Lays it up and banks it in.
strong rebounding, and he's rewarded with the easy putback.
Now Knight really struggled in the loss against Minnesota. The 11-footer drained for 2 points. Knight's got his first points in this one.
How about that? Gets it off right in the face of the big fella. Quick release.
And operating on the perimeter like that negates some of the height disadvantage, too.
Noah's shot is off. Bucks have gone 2 or 3 here to start out the game. And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
I had a chance to catch up with Jason Kidd. He said that their defensive focus, no surprise, will be trying to keep Derrick Rose out of the lane. He added, "You know he's come a long way as an outside shooter, but he's a pick-your-poison type of player. We can't let him get into the paint." Makes sense, Kevin.
All right, Doris, thanks.
You know, one of the problems that plagued the Bucks last year was rebounding. They have the size and length, but just didn't have the tenacity to close out possessions. You know, rebounding is more tenacity and timing than it is size.
And here is Ilyasova following the three-pointer by Derrick Rose. Here's Knight. No luck, they battled on the glass but couldn't knock it down. And here's the fast break. Rose leading the way. Over to the left wing. For 3, Dunleavy. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
Bucks with rebounding trouble last year, as you mentioned. Second worst team in the league last season when it came to defensive rebounds.
Knight against Rose. There's a good screen. Onda Tecumbo kicks to Ilyasova. 5 to shoot. Knight for 3. Here's Sanders. Great defense that time from Noah.
And you got to like the defense inside, really protecting the rim.
Challenging shots and making his presence felt around the rim, that's exactly what he can give you.
I don't know if it's just me, but he's looked a step slow since the start of the quarter. His shooting has really suffered.
Now here's Parker, following the miss by Derrick Rose. Sanders' shot is good. Sanders has got his second bucket tonight. Part of it back to the Bucks now is that they would have guys trying to block shots, and Clark, that puts you out of position for a rebound.
Well, you want to challenge shots, but you're right. When you do leave your man to block a shot, that opens up things on the backside on that glass. So you got to be able to do both. Challenge shots and still find a way to get back and box out.
Looking at who's out there now for the Bucks. Henson's checked in for Ilyasova. Chris Middleton comes in for Parker. O.J. Mayo, he's checked in front. Tecumbo. And Nate Walters subbed in for Brandon Knight.
I'm not sure that was the play they had set up, but it was too good a look to pass up.
The dish to Butler. He kicks to Gasol. Uses the glass to drop it in. 43 seconds left in the first quarter. Dishes to Middleton. Down low. Sanders with the ball. Gasol covering. Middleton the pass to Walters. No good. That would have tied it. The Bulls leading by 3. Outside Rose. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
You know, he'll make you scratch your head and throw your hands up as a defender. I mean, you just don't know how to play.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. And here is Mayo. Looking for his first basket still in this one. Gasol with the block. Got it up. No good. And so that's the end of the first. It's a Halloween. Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. Looking at what we've seen for the Bulls, what do you guys think?
And the difference to this point has been defense. This club has really gotten after it, and that's what's gotten them this lead.
Well, there's nothing that's gone up that hasn't been contested so far.
Bucks trail by 6.
Bulls were a team last year that just never gave up. That was their identity. You know, they didn't have a ton of talent, but they played with a toughness and a defensive mentality that always seemed to keep them moving forward.
Mayo out there with Chris Middleton. Then there's Nate Walters. Then it's John Henson, and it's Bayless in at the 2. So that's who Milwaukee starts the second with. Now here's Heinrich. 6 on the shot clock. Buries the long-range jumper. Heinrich's got the opening basket here in the second quarter for the Bulls. Well, to follow up on the Bulls, that never-say-die attitude, Clark, kept them in a lot of road games. Ended up winning 21 last year.
And, Kevin, that put them just over 500 on the road as a team, and that's really all you can hope for when you lose your star player early in the season.
Now here's Heinrich, following the miss by John Henson. And we're about a minute into the second quarter of play. And Bayless kicks to Walters. He dishes it to Henson. And the rebound goes to Pau Gasol. Chicago leading by 9. Inside. Whoops, anticipated the pass. Turnover. And Bayless kicks to Walters. Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. Outside Mayo. Right side Mayo. And the wing jumper offline.
And it is very dangerous to leave him open like that. Lucky break for the defense that he missed it.
Here's Heinrich. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
Everyone knows about how strong Chicago is with their defense, but they do it in a way where they don't get into a lot of foul trouble, and that's huge.
You know, as you said, a lot of teams will play physical and tough defense, but can get in trouble with fouls as a result. The Bulls avoided that and were near the bottom of the league in fouls committed per game.
A platoon swap here for Milwaukee. And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game. And that is the best kind of defense, where, Steve, you can exert pressure and not give up free points.
Well, pressure is all you really need more often than not in the NBA. Whenever you're on the floor against these Bulls, you have to be careful with the ball.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Joakim Noah's checked in for Muhammad. Gibson comes in for Pau Gasol. And McDermott subbed in for Mike Dunleavy. Heinrich dishes to McDermott. Back to Heinrich. Shoots the 3. Milwaukee with the rebound. Now, here's Marshall. Knight on the wing. No one near him. The shot is off. And in Chicago the other way.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those boards.
Any extra possessions that you can get, either through steals or rebounds, are so critical in this game.
Excellent work on the offensive boards.
Went after that rebound hard and quickly turned it into a putback jam. Beautiful work.
Those are the types of plays that have put them in front in this game.
And so it's Milwaukee now, after Chicago picking up a basket just moments ago. And Marshall kicks to Parker. Ilyasova sets a screen for Parker. Top of the key, Ilyasova. The Bucks need to get a shot off here. The shot by Knight, no good.
Ouch. Another miss to add to what's been a miserable game for him from the field. Brandon Knight spent 1 season at Kentucky, now in his 4th season in the NBA. Still young and a hard worker. Fearless on the court. I think a lot of upside still there for him.
Now here's Heinrich. 5 points in the game. That drops.
It took him a little while to get into the flow of this game, but now he's definitely found his stride and rhythm.
And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. You talk about Brandon Knight's scrappiness. He ended up on some posters trying to make the right defensive play.
I think you and everybody else remembers that DeAndre Jordan dunk. But you got to give him credit. He was trying to make a defensive play and ended up getting posterized. But I like his effort at that end of the floor.
And the Bucks making a change here. Sanders is checked in. .116 left here in the second. There's a screen. Knight for 3. Second shot opportunity. And with that, the Chicago lead is cut down now to just 12 points with the basket from Ilyasova.
Well, every once in a while, he'll show us some pretty good moves around the hoop.
Now here's Heinrich. 14 points from him the last game against Minnesota. He feeds it to McDermott. Clock at 6. It's Chicago with another bucket. There's 45 seconds left in the first half. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find some, you're right. The shot by Knight, no good.
Such a solid performance for them inside. Their rebounding has been terrific.
Yeah, that's just one of the few things that have gone their way today.
Now here's Gibson. 14 points from him the last game against Minnesota.
And when you talk about his scoring, Kevin, I mean, with the defense trying to pressure him, I thought he did a really nice job of getting them to overcommit, and you know, that's how he got himself to the free throw line.
Here's Antetokounmpo. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. Ball's knocked loose. Gibson with the steal. Heinrich outside. And the first half is now in the books. It's Chicago.
Well, Pow, tell us what have been the key aspects to how this team is playing so far through the first 2 quarters.
I just had to be aggressive from the beginning, take the shots that were there, move the ball, we're being selfish. We were defending better in the first quarter, and we were able to knock down the shots.
Pow, thank you for the time. Gentlemen, over to you.
Thank you, Doris, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for the... Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback.
Kirk Heinrich was playing great. He's got 11 points, and he sprayed home 3 3-pointers as well.
Yeah, productive day for him from long range.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. It's been quite a game for Kirk Heinrich.
Boy, you wonder how long he can continue to shoot the 3-ball as well as he has to this point. He's been lights out.
Steve, you know that as well as anyone, being the shooter you were. Sometimes you have those nights where the bucket looks 3 feet wide.
Here's who Tom Thibodeau is starting the second half with. Inside at the 4 and 5 are Gasol and Noah. McDermott is out there with Rose, and it's Dunleavy in at the 3 spot.
Brandon Knight primarily was effective as a spot-up 3-point shooter in his first couple of seasons in the league, but he's getting better at attacking the rim and drawing fouls. He's steadily increasing his attempts at the line.
Here's Antetokounmpo following the score by Derrick Rose. Ilyasova gets the bucket.
Great opportunity right there. He's got such tremendous length. He can just rise up and get separation for the 3.
Rose goes in, and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. Larry Sanders picks one up. And Steve Brandon Knight working on change of speed going into last season. That helped him get inside and draw those fouls.
And you can see he spent time in the weight room, Kevin. He has that frame to carry extra muscle, and it's enabling him now to power through contact and get to the rim. He's getting a lot better.
He's a dead eye at the line, fellas. Just call him automatic. He doesn't miss many of those.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee.
The Milwaukee Bucks are a team that's tried season after season, year after year, particularly recently, to put the best team they could manage on the floor. Unfortunately, that type of approach has kind of left them in no man's land. Not good enough to compete for a title, not quite bad enough to draft a potential superstar.
Here's Antetokounmpo. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Yes, and Knight with the assist that time. Third quarter of basketball, about a minute and a half in. We talk about that no man's land. The Bucks have tried to sign the best players they could, and so often those mid-tier veterans really don't move the needle.
Yeah, but you know, with this year's top pick, and then you got the Greek freak, Antetokounmpo, I mean, the Bucks have finally acquired a young talent who they think maybe be able to take them to the next level. We'll see.
Derrick Rose, born and raised on the south side of Chicago, now playing for his hometown Bulls. He even became a partner and endorser for Chicago's top deep dish pizza chain. He does represent this town.
And they made 3 of their first 4 shots here to start this half.
The Bulls leading by 14. From the sideline, let's catch up with Doris Burke.
Well, for the Bucks' Giannis Antetokounmpo, basketball enabled him to lift his family from poverty in Greece, but his motivation goes beyond the financial. He said, "I'm addicted to this game. It's my life." And then added, "I don't want to be a good player. I want to be a great one." Kevin, he's on his way.
Tremendous potential, Doris. Thank you. You talk about Derrick Rose's culinary interest. He's looked to change his diet for the better.
Yeah, he needed to, Kevin, because, you know, he's a big fan of candy when he came into the league. It's kind of his vice. He said he would eat up to 2 pounds of candy in one sitting. I mean, that's just crazy. But he's hired a personal chef. He's eating better. He's taking care of his body. And it's important, obviously, as you get older and you're dealing with injuries.
Oh, he really got his defender on his heels on that one. What a fantastic play, guys.
Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. John Ensign's checked in for Ilyasova. Chris Middleton comes in for Parker. O.J. Mayo is checked in for Antetokounmpo. And Nate Walters subbed in for Knight. Rose attacking. Misses off the right iron.
Been a poor shooting performance for him today, but luckily for them, a lot of his teammates have come through.
Middleton the pass to Sanders.
Larry Sanders, mostly an at-the-rim finisher to this point in his career. He can complete plays off pick and rolls. His explosiveness, his length, I think really allows him to throw it down over the top of defenders.
So he can't get either to fall. Rose dishes to Dunley. Feeds to Noah. Can't get it to go. Bucks trail by 14. Third quarter action and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. For Milwaukee, they have missed both of their free throws tonight, 0 for 2 so far. And he can't get the first one.
At the line for your Bucks, Chris Middleton.
And he's good on the second. Here's Rose, 14 points for him. And count it, 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
And for Larry Sanders, you know, he's not the most effective player in isolation situations, but supposedly he's been working to expand his offensive repertoire, focusing on his mid-range shot and driving to the basket. We'll see if the fruit shows up in his work.
Here's Walters. 1:12 left in the third. Sanders with a screen on Rose. Down to 5 on the shot clock. They get the rebound. Sanders' shot is good. Sanders has got 8.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
I agree. They need more energy in the post, maybe some double teaming. You've got to get their defense in gear.
Now here's McDermott. On its way from Rose for 2, and it comes off the front of the rim. And Larry Sanders might be best served working on his free throw shot, Steve, shooting under 60% for his career and well under 50% last season.
No question. But, Kevin, I think the Bucks, first and foremost, they hope he can recover his shot blocking form and rebounding from 2 seasons ago. That's what they really need out of him.
Jared Bayless is checked in for Sanders.
John Henson, a 6'11" rim protector, was a beanpole coming into the league, but he's managed to bulk up over the last couple of seasons, and you know that's really helped him to hold his ground on the inside.
Outside Mayo, pass to Walters. Back to Mayo. Steps back and shoots off the left rim and out. And here at the end of the third quarter. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
Well, tremendous point guard play, but that's nothing new coming from him. This is what you expect, the gorgeous feed there.
Here's Rose. Brandon Knight is out there with Jared Bayless. Then it's Ilyasova. And then there's Antetokounmpo. And it's Parker in at power forward. That's the 5 on the floor for the Bucks. Bucks trail by 16. Now Bayless. Out to the right wing. And Ilyasova kicks to Bayless. And the pass tonight, shot clock at 6. Another shot. Here's Ilyasova. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot.
We're seeing him bring that shooting percentage up now, guys. The first half was a struggle for him.
And it's Rose penetrating. Count the bucket. Rose has got 4 points in the quarter.
And he may be the guy to put this game even farther out of reach.
Knight passes to Ilyasova. The feed to Antetokounmpo. Passes it to Knight. Kicks it to Parker. And it's out of bounds. The Bucks able to retain possession here. Larry Sanders is checked in for Milwaukee. Timeout called, the Bucks. And you look at the Bulls, a bit of a different look for them. Trading away Dang. They amnesty Carlos Boozer. It seems they're shuffling the deck.
No question about it. They bring in the Spanish League MVP and Nikola Mirotic. They've had some good draft choices as well, so a lot of new bodies for the Bulls.
Chicago making a switch here. Butler's checked in.
You know, when he gets rolling, guys, he can be an absolute handful to have to deal with. And right now, he is rolling strong.
Now here's Rose. For 3, Dunleavy. It's hauled in by Ilyasova. Knight with it. To the left wing. Here's Antetokounmpo. No good from outside.
And for the Bulls, you have to remember that Derrick Rose is still in his mid-20s. So with his injuries pushing back their timetable slightly and a new luxury tax structure that's more punitive than ever, the Bulls opted to go a little younger and control their costs.
Now, here is Knight. Over to the wing. Pass to Antetokounmpo. Nice ball movement by Milwaukee.
Some outstanding numbers in this one for Ilyasova. He has 9 points, and from long range, he's hit 1 3-pointer.
Yeah, and you'd expect by the end of this game, I'm sure the numbers are going to look even better.
Boy, they came out of the locker room at halftime with a much more physical disposition than they had in the first half.
Sure helps that they've gotten extra trips to the foul line here in the second, and that has to continue if they're going to complete this comeback. Way to play in attack mode and get inside.
And you know, if you're on defense and you're going to foul, make sure it's a good one. They did, preventing the and one. And guys, you know it, the Bulls are a financially conservative team. I mean, probably the most reluctant among big market teams to pay the luxury tax. So they're trying to win and turn a profit, and until they're in legitimate position to win a title, you can't fault them for that. In one phrase, it's called managing the business.
And he gets it to go. Guys, a good chance for them to slow it down.
Yeah, I agree. Got to use some clock here.
Shot denied. And here's the fast break. Knight leading the way. Here's Antetokounmpo. Sanders dishes to Parker. And Sanders kicks to Knight. He feeds it to Ilyasova. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits. Rose attacking.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, he's an extremely strong finisher. I'm surprised he wasn't able to power that through the defense.
Knight against Rose. And it's Parker in the corner. That's good. The assist that time from Knight.
Okay, that's more like it. A nice job here in the second. I mean, their field goal percentage is way up compared to what they did in the first half, where they shot a very low percentage. It actually was just above 30%.
Out of bounds. Milwaukee takes possession.
Boy, just a brain cramp, guys. I mean, that should have been the simplest of exchanges.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee. They trail by 9. There's 1:26 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Hi, Kevin. Jason Kidd was just going over the plan with his team. He told his guys it's time to turn it up a little and try to make a push. We've worked too hard to come away empty-handed. Let's put this thing away. Kevin, we'll see if they can get it done.
Thanks a lot, Doris.
Well, he's having a great half here. Exactly the opposite of the first.
1:04 left in the fourth quarter of this one. And it's Rose penetrating. He's on target from 8 feet out. And the Bulls lead by 8.
And after that last game, Clark, I'm not surprised to see him so hot. He's got it rolling right now.
Knight passes to Sanders. Great defense that time from Noah. Clark, they're in good position here to ride it out.
Yeah, they certainly are. I mean, if they just play smart right here, Kevin, this game's pretty much over.
Well, if it wasn't already out of reach, it is now thanks to this spurt.
Just keep on firing, man. No reason to slow down now.
Knight dishes to Ilyasova. The second chance effort, and he sinks the layup.
Boy, where was the box out? Too easy on that second chance opportunity.
Yeah, no box out is what happened there. Those kind of mistakes on the glass will kill a team.
Now here's Rose. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Let's go. And it's Larry Sanders with the rebound.
Ill-advised shot selection right there, Clark.
It really was. I mean, very low percentage shot there.
Out left to the wing. Antetokounmpo kicks to Knight. There's Parker with the 3. Shot is no good. And here's Rose outside. No good. And so it's Chicago winning this one. They pulled off this win, Clark, with respectable performances on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, I think it was just really a nice overall effort, Kevin.
And now we send you down to Doris Burke courtside, who's with our Jordan Player of the Game. Doris?
Derek, congratulations on a terrific win. What did Coach Thibodeau emphasize as the focal point of what the team needed to do?
Play defense. Even when we're going, we still got to play defense throughout the whole game. That's what Coach Tibbs always talk about. We're still working on it. And we're just trying to play team basketball, play defense together and offense together.
Derek, thank you. Kevin, surprise, surprise. Coach Thibodeau talking defense.
All right, Doris, thank you. And for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. Now, our Jordan Player of the Game, Derrick Rose.